Hello there, I'm Pat Simpson from HGTV's Before and After, Fix It Up, and Room to Improve. Thanks for joining us today. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how easy, how simple it is to install these Cedar Safe Natural Closet Liner Planks. This is a very simple do-it-yourself project, and in a closet about this size, which you'll see in just a moment, it's only going to take you about a day to complete it. Once you're done with the project, it's going to look beautiful and it's going to smell as good as it looks. In addition to that, the beautiful cedar scent is going to naturally repel roaches, silverfish, and moths and keep your clothes smelling really good. Now these planks are very easy to install. They require no finishing on the surface of the cedar wood itself, and they're naturally resistant to mildew, and they're very affordable as well. In a closet this size that I'm in, 180 square feet, you're going to spend about $350 to $400 on the materials. Now the tools you're going to need for the installation process, very basic tools. You'll need a measuring tape and a pencil. You'll need a standard claw hammer, a speed square. You're also going to need a saw, a hand saw or a powered miter saw. We're using a miter saw, it's set up outside. And depending on your application, either panel nails or subfloor adhesive. If you're installing the planks over bare studs with no drywall, you'll need a 1-inch nail. If you're going to install them over drywall and into the studs, you'll need an 1.5 inches. And if you're going over plaster with lath behind it, you'll need a 2-inch nail. If you're going to install the planks vertically, then it's recommended that you use a subfloor adhesive. To keep it simple, we're going to break the installation process into 10 easy steps. Measure the walls to determine the square footage of the closet. Measure the width and height of each wall. Then use our closet planner application on cedarsafeclosets.com to determine how many boxes of Cedar Safe solid cedar planks you'll need. Once at the closet planner page on the website, select Planks. Then enter the number of walls in your closet. Next, provide the height and width of each wall in inches or in feet. The results will tell you how many boxes of Cedar Safe you'll need to complete your closet. And finally, visit almost any major home improvement store across the United States to buy your planks. Use the Where to Buy page on our site to find the retailer near you. This page can also be used to find our product's in-store location and to obtain item or SKU numbers. Now here's an important note for you before you actually install the cedar planks. You need to bring all of the product inside and remove it from the cartons and place it in or near the closet where you're going to be installing it 48 hours prior to the install. Like all wood, cedar is going to expand and contract with moisture, and this acclimation process helps reduce all that expansion and contraction, and it's going to reduce any warping or gapping in the finished closet. Lay out the planks in the order that they will be installed. You'll want to stagger the ends for a random appearance, and you should set aside a few knot-free pieces to fill in the gaps later. Remove the shelves and hanger rods from the closet. If you plan to nail the planks, locate wall studs using a stud finder and mark a center line along each stud to indicate where nails are to be driven. Usually studs are 16 inches on center. Now we used an electronic stud finder to locate our studs. If you don't have one of these, you can use the old-fashioned tool, the ball of your fist, and listen for that solid sound, or you can tap with a hammer and accomplish the same thing. Once you locate that stud right there, mark the center line with a pencil all the way up and down using a yardstick or a 4-foot level, and that's where you're going to fasten your planks. When you're installing the planks, you want to start by placing this grooved side down on top of the baseboard in the corner, just like this. Now, this first course, or this first row of planks, is probably your most important one. Make sure that this one is perfectly level before you go up. If this one is off just a bit, then as you go up, they're going to continue to be off all the way up. So make sure the first course is level. Now, if your planks are the shiplap style planks, be sure to place the bottom strip so the lower lap cannot be seen and the top lap is visible. Now, if you're installing with adhesive instead of nails, then you can go ahead and skip ahead to step 6. If you're installing with nails, make sure you drive your nail at the stud mark directly through the face of the plank. If you're installing the planks over bare studs with no drywall, you'll need a 1-inch nail. If you're going to install them over drywall and into the studs, you'll need 1.5 inches. And if you're going over plaster with lath behind it, you'll need a 2-inch nail. Now, if you are using nails, go ahead and skip ahead to step 8 because steps 6 and 7 deal with adhesive. Now, if you do choose to use an adhesive, a subfloor adhesive is recommended. It's going to provide a firm bond holding the cedar planks to the wall. And the natural oil that's in the cedar won't compromise that bond, and these cedar planks are going to be held firmly right up against the wall. To use subfloor adhesive, apply a jagged line of adhesive along the middle of the length of the plank. Be sure to read and follow the manufacturer's safety and ventilation instructions when using adhesives. Once the first piece is in place, continue that row across the width of the wall. To finish the row, saw one piece to make a perfect fit. Use the remainder of that piece to start the next row. Continue until the entire wall is covered. Completely line one wall before starting another. Now here's another special note. Although these planks can be applied vertically, diagonally, or horizontally, horizontal application is recommended for most do-it-yourselfers. Cut the pieces that were set aside to fill in the gaps along the floor base, corners, or ceiling. When working around doorways, run the planks all the way up to the trim. Cutting and fitting is usually required above doorways as well. Now, after you finish all 4 walls in the closet, chances are pretty good your skill is good enough now where you could even do the back of a door, the floor, and the ceiling in the closet, and then you have complete seasonal storage in that particular closet. Install molding in the corners, at the base, and at the ceiling as needed for a professional finish. Cedar molding is available for purchase on our website. Well, all 4 walls are done now in the closet with the cedar planks, and it turned out beautifully. Now remember, it's not necessary to put any type of finish on the cedar planks. In fact, if you do, that defeats the whole purpose because you want that cedar aroma throughout the closet. Now you may notice over a period of time, perhaps over years, as the natural oils in the cedar work their way to the surface, it may crystallize on the surface of the plank, locking in that aroma. Don't worry, that's not an issue. All you have to do is take a piece of sandpaper or a sanding block and sand that area where you see the crystallized oil on the surface, and that could take several years for that to occur. And sanding that will once again release the aroma into the closet, and it smells wonderful. Now, if you follow these easy 10 steps, you're going to be well on your way to a beautiful cedar plank closet that smells as good as it looks, and it's going to protect your clothes for years to come. Thanks for joining us. Good luck with your project.